What's up guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at another deck I've built. Today we're going to be looking at Dark Worlds. Now, a lot of people do not really like Dark Worlds because they say like they're for assholes and for other stuff, but I like Dark Worlds. They're pretty consistent, they're pretty overpowering at some points. I know games 2 and 3 you have a really hard time with the deck, but I still like it. So let's go right ahead and jump right into it. We have 3 Grapha. He's pretty much the boss monster. You just discard him, blow up something, bounce him back by bouncing out a Dark World monster. It's pretty standard Dark World monster. Triple Snow. It's the searcher for Dark World. Discard it, search a Dark World card. That could be a monster, spell, trap, whatever you want. Just add it to your hand. Just another broken card. And then the Triple Brow, just for more draw power on top of the draw power that's already in the deck. So those are the non-basic Dark Worlds people run all the time. Next we have Triple Beige. Now a lot of people actually disagree with me here because people say either run Silver or Beige. You can't run both. I do run both in this build. Beige is for several reasons. He's for Grapha spam, and plus you can set him, normal summon him and stuff. He's just there. He's better than Silva. I mean, you can't OTK with him a lot, but he's still for the Grapha spam. Double Silva. Silva is in here not only because he can be bounced back for Grapha, or he can just be a quick beater to get out to the board, but he's there for Deck Devi and Eradicator. I don't like using Grapha for Deck Devi and Eradicator, so I just like using Silva to just go ahead and get that off. And to finish with the monster is 1 Tour Guide, because I really don't feel like running Tour Guide at more than 2. I know it's at 3 now because the ban list changed. But I do believe that 1 Tour Guide is more than enough. Usually I side this out game 2 for something else. It's good game 1 to get out like a Zen Mains or Acid Golem, but it's just not really that good in game 2, so you side it out for something. That's it for all the monsters. 15, never run too many monsters in Dark World. It could get really cloggy. For spells, we run the 3 gates. I do love the Ultras better than the Super Rares in my opinion. I love them. 3 gates, everyone knows what it does. Once per turn you can banish a dark monster from your graveyard, discard a fiend monster, and draw 1. It's just a quick way to just have a discard outlet. Running it at 3 is just consistent because you can search it with snow, or you can draw into it. People will try to MST your gates like quickly, so if you run doubles and triples, it's funny because when you activate a gate, your opponent MSTs it, that's fine, just activate another one. Next, run the triple dealings. It really thins the deck down and gets off all the Dark World effects, so just a quick draw a card, discard 1. It's not really that terrible. Next, you got Triple Drag Down. This card is super broken because you get to look at your opponent's hand and you get to steal a card from it and discard it, and they get to look at your hand, steal a card from it and discard it, and you both get to draw 1. So if you know for a fact that you're going to plus off of it, just activate it. Set all your back row and just wait. Next you have the Triple Upstart, just for more draw power. It's like running a 37 card deck, but with all the draw power, it like really goes through your deck really quickly. Then for the ones up, we have 1 Gateway. I usually set this, and during my opponent's turn, I'll activate and get Grapha back to the field from the graveyard. 1 Foolish, just a quick Grapha in the graveyard, nothing really too special. Allure, I really don't like Allure of Darkness. I sided out games 2 and 3 because I really don't like this card that much. If you top deck it, you're screwed because if you activate and you don't draw any monsters, your hand goes to the graveyard, so you're fucked either way. Then we got 1 Dark Hole. In case if you do lose field advantage, you can just Dark Hole and reset the board and just start bouncing for Graphas and start OTKing your opponent. For the traps, we're in the Triple Reckless Greed. This is like the duality of Dark World. It does suck that you cannot draw for 2 turns, but with gates on the board and with Dark World dealings and stuff like that, you really don't notice. So, Reckless is just a really cool go-to card. And Dark Worlds don't really run a lot of defense, but I do run Bottomless, Compulse, and Torrential. I don't really run Solemn in this deck because it makes it too slow. I do side deck Mirror Forces, but you really don't want to slow down Dark Worlds too much. Next you have 1 Skill Drain, just because Skill Drain shuts down a lot of heavy meta decks. And then we got 1 Deck Devi and 1 Eradicator, just to wrap up the trap cards. These 2 cards hurt a lot of decks. If you're facing rogue decks, you get this card off to cost spells or traps. That deck is pretty much going to be shut down for a while. And if you're facing stuff like Mermails or something like Boojins, you can actually activate Deck Devi, get all their Bujingi Crows, or you can go for Memos, get all their Lalas, and get all that shit out of the way. And against spellbooks, you can go spells and get all their spellbooks out of the way so they can't really search for anything. That's it for the main deck, not for the extra deck. The extra deck's actually not terrible. Some people have different choices. I like my extra deck a lot better. So we have the typical rank 3s. We have Zenmaines, Leviathan, Leviair, Miserrhythm, Acid Golem, and Giga Brilliant. Just for the quick, rank 3s are Tour Guide. For rank 4s we're at Utopia. We've got Stillstorm Roach, Cowboy, and Nightmare. Just use Beige and Snow to just overlay. Really good cards, and you can really capitalize off some of those plays. For rank 5s, we don't really bring these out too much, but we have Makumek and Volcanosaurus. Just quick go-to cards with 2 Silvas. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens from time to time. And the most important XZ monsters in the deck are number 40, Gimmick Puppet, number 107, Tachyon, and then Heliopolis. Because you spam 2 Graphas all the time, so you can get these cards out really easily. It's not that difficult. And those cards usually win you games. And that's going to finish it up for the Dark World main deck and for the extra deck. Now we're going to hurry up and go to the side deck. Since me and some friends are planning to go to our locals. I'm not sure if you actually call it locals, but it is a couple towns over. They're having tournaments, so I have sided. So for the side deck, we have Raikou, Night Assailant, and Trage. Night Assailant would be another Raikou, but I don't have another Raikou, so I have to make do. For the spells, we have the 3 MSTs. Games 2 and Game 3, people will side very heavily against you. So if they side in Soul Drain, Macrocosmos, Fissure, then just MST that shit and get rid of it. Don't forget Book of Moon and Mind Pollutant. Just cards I've been trying out. No complaints so far out of them. Just quick siding cards. For traps we run the 2 Mirror Force. Just for quick defense if I have to. We got Mind Crush. I know people say you have to main deck Mind Crush. I really don't like Mind Crush too much. Honestly, I mean, it's a good card, don't get me wrong, but if you top deck it, then you're pretty much fucked, so I really don't like it. And then we got Mind Drain, in case if like my opponent's playing Exodia and they don't side deck against my deck, they side deck against my side deck, then, you know, that's fine. But Mind Drain just hurts a lot of decks. I mean, it hurts tons of decks, and I love them. Next we got Roll Decree. If you want to, you can play Dark World Lock with this card. You can just call trap cards and then your opponent can't do anything. Then for extra Dark World cards, we have Dark Smog and then the Forces of Darkness. Just some cards I'm trying out in the deck, and so far not really too many complaints from those cards. I do admit that I wish I did have a couple other top tier cards, but that's fine. Now, do I feel like a noob for playing Dark World? Not at all. I love Dark World. It's a great deck. It's very budget friendly. This entire deck will cost you about $60 to build, and compared to stuff like Spellbooks and Boojins, that's dirt cheap. Grapha's like $1 a piece, Snow's like $1 a piece, Brow's like 60 cents a piece. You can build this deck and go to a locals, and you can win a lot. Now, people say that Dark World does not really have to require you to learn how to play the game. It really does, because especially in Game 2 and 3, if you win Game 1, I mean, of course you're probably going to win Game 1 9 times out of 10. But if you win Game 2, then people can be like, whoa, that motherfucker knows what he's doing. Because you really have to strategize. I've tested almost every version of Dark World there is. Malefic Skill Drain, Straight Dark World, OTK Dark World, Grapple Spam, which is the one I'm running, and then there's all kinds of different, there's Trance Archfiend, there's Fable Raven. I've tried all of them, and I believe this is the best build I could find. So thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, it really helps me out. If you guys have any ideas for any decks you guys want me to try out, I'm open to suggestions. I'm hoping to have a Karibo deck, or some new deck here in the upcoming weeks. You guys have seen most of my decks so far, so hopefully you guys enjoy them. So thank you guys so much for watching, see you guys soon.